Greetings, I'm Caffeine Rage, and well, it's time to, take over the world, or at least die trying. I've been on a bit of a strategy kick lately, and I thought, Civ 5 sounds like a little bit of fun to, bash my head on for a bit. So, why the hell not? So, here we are, Civ 5. I will admit that I'm not an expert at this game, actually, far from it, but hopefully I could at least make things at least somewhat interesting, right? So we're going to be playing a modded game because me. I'll skip the whole mod setup phase and we'll go straight to the mod list, now. Okay, and here we are. This is my mod list. No reason to really sit through the mod setup phase, so why the hell not? Only a couple things that actually change the balance of things. Everything else is pretty much cosmetic or bug fixes, like Victoria Fix, Info Addict, and little sketchy depending on how you feel about all the information it gives. The big one is artificial unintelligence. This changes how the AI plays, actually a fair amount. Pretty much it hits everything except for diplomacy, because diplomacy is a pain in the ass to bug fix supposedly, so. Yeah, and also helicopters can fly over water. That's the other minor balance change. Everything else is either, faster animations, changes how the units look a little bit, but nothing major. So let's start our game and set up. And let's go into advanced setup. So we are going to be playing the Incas. I've tried this a couple times, and I'm actually a episode behind of where I wanted to be because I just kept getting awful starts. And the Incas are a very map-dependent civilization, so let's turn off time because winning or losing by score is, lame. Starting the ancient era, standard pace, all the civs for this map size, standard size. And I've been trying random map type and it's not been working out for me, so let's go fractal. That should be fun. No max turns, disallow policy saving and promotion saving. Turn off complete kills, just lose your cities and that's it. Disable start bias is a very bad idea, particularly for the Incas. No ancient ruins would be no fun, no barbarians would be no fun, no city resing, why the hell would I want that? The big thing here is random AI personalities. There's kind of the flip side of having the non-random personalities in that they'll utilize their unique abilities a little bit better with their standard personalities. But at the same time, it becomes a little mundane to know, there's Gandhi. He's not going to really do much to me unless I piss him off, then he's going to nuke me to oblivion. But that's beside the point. It just seems a little mundane or, a little boring after a while. So this makes it so that I don't really know what to expect from anyone. Granted, it makes it so they don't use their abilities to their full extent. But then I have artificial unintelligence, which is doing things behind the scenes as well. So this ought to be interesting. Let's skip to the map. And there's no reason for you to sit through the loading, so I'll see you there. Okay, and here we are back already. And, this looks interesting already. I could see a mountain off in the distance with at least one hill here. Okay, so before we settle Cusco, our initial starting town, there's a couple things about the Incas that changes up just how cities are built. They really want to be built around hills, but not necessarily on hills, because the Incas' unique upgrade is the terrace farm, which is an improvement onto hills and gives extra food. More so. Well, actually, let's move our warrior. Oh, this is looking very nice. Especially around mountains, so. Okay, but granted, the sheep kind of throws a wrench into this plan, but if a terrace farm was to be built here, for example, it would get +1 food from this mountain and +1 from this mountain. So that would make that a very sexy spot, and because of how the Incas are built, there's quite a bit of variety. I'm planning on going tall civilization, just a lot of very big cities. So let me think about this. If I set up here, granted I'll lose the possible terrorist farm here, I would get the silver but not the sheep. If I set up here, I get the sheep, and I get those sheep, and I would not get the silver over here. But if I move here, then I would get it eventually, but that's a long way to reach. Let's see. I kind of want to set up here. That way I would get a couple terrorist farms and also gems. The gems would be nice. And usually how I've played is my second city tends to be my real powerhouse. So let's set up here and immediately go in, choose our production, and start building a scout. And since we have mining, well, let's plan out our at least initial strategy. We want our first classical tech to be construction to unlock the terrorist farm. Outside of establishing a religion, there's no reason to really go in this section because we don't have any water. So let's just go back to the tech tree. So we could forget about this for now. Granted, we do want to eventually get writing to be able to establish emissaries, but do we want to worry about pottery? Granted, we have 2 stone here, so that'd be a couple bonus points for our pantheon if we get that particular belief. We could also set up for bonus growth, which is actually very powerful for the Inca, so you may want to dive into pottery for 10 turns, get that, and start beelining towards our construction, which would also give us animal husbandry, which would allow us to build up our sheep, and archery, which gives us our unique unit, which the Incas get their unique unit very quickly, and I gotta be perfectly honest, it kind of sucks. It's a good scouting unit, but its main thing is that it's slightly weaker than the traditional archer, but it has the ability to withdraw from combat, or a chance to, I should say. It doesn't seem to be all the time. I'm not sure of the trigger on that. So let's go for pottery, try to get the religion. See if we could get some bonus growth. Or, depending on how our warriors... Oh. That is a really good terrorist farm spot. And it would be workable eventually by this city. So that is really good. Let's see, a city could expand out and work 3 tiles out. So 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. So that would be workable. That is a hell of a spot. So Cusco is looking to be a very powerful city. Granted, we also need to get this ruin before someone else shows up to get it. So I just wanted to explore that little area first. We're going to keep our warriors nearby and eventually send out our scout in 3 turns and pull back our warrior, because we need to get a worker fairly quickly. Oh, hello. Okay, so we got some culture. We will get our first policy in 2 turns. Kind of want to go honor at this rate to be able to combat the barbarians a little bit better. Okay, it looks like here is the coast. Oh yeah, this is the coast. With... Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Okay. So, all these hills, terrace farms, would get a bonus from... Actually, let me see if it shows up here. Okay. So, no food yield bonus. Or no food yield, except for this particular tile. But this is also floodplain desert, so that would not get a terrace farm, but this will. Well, that's a sheep. We don't want to put that on that, but yeah, over here somewhere is looking like a good possible third city, I would say. So, wait our turn. May adopt a policy. Kind of want to go honor right away, but at the same time, tradition would also be very good. Even though it's usually for small empires, it is pretty good if you have a lot of puppets. So we could do a little bit of conquering and just keep the cities as puppets and build up from this, because this really benefits tall cities. This benefits a more wide empire. And of course, honor is very good for defeating barbarians and some general combat. So let's get honor right away, so we'd be able to notice any barbarian encampments springing up. Oh, look, we get our first city-state. We met them first, so we get some bonus gold, and they're hostile, so they'll be a pain in the ass to maintain relations with. And we get our scout. Let's get the monument. Start working towards expanding territory. And we'll start moving our warrior back. After we get the monument, we're going to start building our first worker. Here's another ruin. That's great. Okay, what do we get? Excellent, some more population. What we're going to do is turn on this, and I want to turn on... Actually, let's just keep it default focus for now. Do a little bit more exploring as I move my warrior back. Pretty much I want to set up my... Oh, there is another ruin over there. Okay. So this is a coastal mountain range that is interesting. So nuzzling, well, see, 2, 3, 4. So pretty much right in here would be where I would be able to build a city. That's not ideal. Let's wait our turn. Okay, so dyes, some more grain. Just wanted to see if I could spot which way the river is heading towards this ocean. Interesting. Okay. Let's grab this. Alright, so that's an odd one. Alright.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what make...
Okay, so we got pottery. Let's start with... trying to decide what I want to do here, because we have a couple options. Let's just bring up the tech tree. Kind of want to set up archery. If we had a better situation with this, I would go for animal husbandry to be able to set up a trade route to Viata. I'm going to butcher names here like crazy, by the way, so I do apologize for that. But because of this barbarian encampment, it'll be a pain in the ass, and we don't have another option yet. So that is out of the books right now. So let's just go ahead, set up archery. That's 8 turns. Our scout is still moving around. No, don't want that. Warriors out, so there we go. Our first pantheon has been founded with stone circles, so that would actually have been a useful one for us. Possibly. Because look at all the stone nearby. That would have been actually really useful. Oh, another city-state here. Oh, beat them on the next turn. Cabal. They're neutral and cultured. And nobody's bet them yet, so we get some extra gold. Which it's actually really good to... nobody's bet them yet. Okay. Cusco has grown. So let's do default still. And bring the warriors back home. Barbarian encampment just sprung up here. This is from having honor, by the way. Okay, marsh. Could disable the Yule icons for now. I don't need those. So we're generating more culture here, which means that this is going to expand a fair bit quicker. We could do shrine, or we could get our first warrior. And we don't really have the money to pay for either outright, so let's just get our first warrior. Or our first worker, I should say. Our warrior is going to basically set up camp here and defend us from the barbarian hordes right now. While our scout still looks around. Oh. Okay, that's good. A little concerned that we haven't bet anyone yet. I mean, granted, it is still only turn 14, but, you know, no scouts from another civilization. Are we here by ourselves? Okay, we have 10 turns till this is done. If I go production focus, it would knock 2 turns off, but it would stagnate. I'm going to set these guys up to do that. There is another Sydney state. Sydney. They're maritime, so they're probably on the coast here. I think. But the big thing is that they're neutral, so they'd be a lot easier to handle. Once again, nobody else has met them, so that's extra gold for us, but more importantly, it tells us nobody's dealt with, come by yet. A natural wonder. King Solomon's Mines. That's actually one I haven't really encountered. Unfortunately, Sydney's going to get it fairly easily, and there's another city-state here, Buenos Aires. Pull those guys back to deal with the barbarians that are coming from this encampment. So we're surrounded by 3 encampments. Maybe I should have held off on getting the worker and build up a small army to deal with these guys. There's archers. Get that done. I realize that this takes time, but at the same time, I enjoy sitting and watching the battles. What can I say? Okay, so we have archers. Don't really need the wheel yet. Mining would probably be very useful, though. Let's start heading towards bronze working. I would love to be able to... Well, the other option is animal husbandry, which will give us a view of horses. Which is probably not a bad idea either. So let's I could finish these guys off with the city, but I want to do this to get a little bit more experience. And these guys are also very weakened, so I could use them to level up my scout, hopefully. Okay, they didn't finish it off, but close enough. These guys finished it off, which also gave us some culture, which allows us to go in and immediately grab a social policy, and we'll... Yo, let's go ahead and do tradition. They got finished off. Oh well. So a unit promotion here. We're in a lot of rough territory, so we're going to go with rough for now. We're in our own territory, so we get set to heal. These guys are not fully leveled, but they're close. I'm going to give them a couple turns to... Yeah, let's set them up here. Allow them to heal. They'll keep an eye on bonus areas for a while. We have 6 turns till our worker's done. Oh, there is another barbarian over there. These guys are healed up enough. These guys are not, so we'll give them a moment. You can see the King Solomon's Mines is already captured. Oh. We'll attack them with Cusco. And then finish them off the warrior. Yeah, there's the rough terrain bonus coming into play. So our initial warrior is actually doing really well. Oh, there is another warrior over there. Is that one left the barbarian encampment? If so, we could sneak in and capture it. Okay, how's our... good enough. Move the scout around some more. I mean, I realized I could do auto scouting with the scout, but what's the fun in that?
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox.
Okay, there's animal husbandry. Let's start heading towards bronze working to get iron. I don't see any horses nearby. There's horses there, though. And I don't see any over here. So that makes this not as attractive. Oh, it spawned an extra thing. Great. Oh, there is our first great empire, the Ottomans, which are south of us. Okay, so that means we may want to start poking our head north a little bit. Granted, we have no idea just how far that scout has come. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Granted, we're only at turn 24. Whenever I'm timing this, yeah, turns seem to take a lot longer for some reason. I swear, Civ is like a time machine, only stuck in fast forward. Okay. Let's pull back a place and start healing up the warrior because it's only at just under 75% health. Next turn. There is the second Pantheon. Oh, I am not doing well on happiness, but then again, I haven't gotten my worker. Well, I just got my worker, I should say. So let's set that up. And I'm going to basically have the warrior set on the worker to protect it. I'm going to grab a shrine to start. No. Yeah, let's grab a shrine. Or the other option is a slinger. No, we need the slinger to... We're pretty much not going to get a religion at this point. We've had to deal with too much stuff. Okay, start building a farm.
Eu sou Pedro, imperador do Brasil. Tenho pouco
Brazil?
tempo para
Huh.
O que o traz aqui?
They're also south of us. But we haven't met any territory yet. It's just the scouts. That's interesting. It's actually very interesting. Okay, social policy. Let's go ahead and grab that so we could garrison to save a little bit of money if need be. Alright. There's another city-state here. I realize I'm expanding a lot slower than I should. I should already be considering my place. The thing is, I kind of want to just set a city right here. I'm thinking about this. Let's write these gems off because that city stays probably already expanded to grab it. We have 1 fish here, 2 fish here. So if we set up like right here, that would give us 2 food sources without having to deal with the spamming terrace farms, which would still be useful. But this is not a great location. It's not giving me anything that I really don't already have outside of the sheep. Wow. And you can see Cusco's already grabbed the wheat. I should have moved my worker down there. I didn't realize it moved that far. Oh, we have territory. Okay, there is Brazil. So that is actually not terribly far away. Kind of fitting when you think about it, huh? Okay, Cusco has grown again. We're at 14 turns until our next growth period. And we have 3 turns till that. I could knock a turn off with going production focus for a couple turns. Oh, there's another city-state, but already been met, so it's not as good of a deal for us. Okay, that is being worked on. Then, oh,
The meek shall inherit the earth.
okay, there is mining done, which the Incas have to do a real balancing act with their mining and their terrace farms, which makes things interesting. Okay, so they're protecting 2 city-states. Intriguing. This one and this one. Alright. Another pantheon has been formed. So yeah, we're pretty much not getting a religion. Granted, I didn't rush towards it, but at the same time, it would have been tough to do. Yes, I realize that this is going to stifle my scouting for a bit, but it gives us a little bit more culture, but more importantly, it should level up our scout. Okay, we have our archer done. let's go ahead. Build the shrine. Archer could head here to start trying to deal with this barbarian encampment. Oh, the worker's already done. So you head there. And you head there. There is the Ottoman Scout. And that is the promotion for you. Which will give survivalism to make this a little bit more tanky. You are at 81 health, which is fine. We'll have you continue scouting. And it is about time to wrap things up, actually. As we'll just start pelting that and try to deal with this absolute mess. But, yeah, there goes the warrior and the worker. As always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, and I realize that I am probably screwing up big time, and this is not exactly a hard difficulty, but at the same time, it should be interesting, right? Hopefully, maybe, maybe. I don't know. Oh. Maybe that healing only takes place if I'm, actually setting to heal. I actually don't know about that. Oh, there's another barbarian encampment there. Barbarians just popping up all over the place. But yeah, constructive feedback is always greatly appreciated, either in the comments below. Or if you don't have anything to say but want to let me know that you've enjoyed or hated this, hit the appropriate buttons and subscribe if you wish to see more of Civilization. Or my other content as... The barbarian just swapped out, didn't it? Oh well. More experience for the slingers, I guess. And there's a barbarian brute there. Anyway. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you wish to see more, and I'll see you with more of Civilization next time as we just finish off this turn. And there we go.